A Mankato-based healthcare provider announces layoffs today.
Mankato Clinic announcing the layoffs of just under 100 employees across all their clinic locations. That's about 10% of their total workforce. These layoffs are effective immediately. Mankato Clinic CEO Aaron Johnson says there are no planned changes to patient care.
Our employees are the heartbeat of the organization at Mankato Clinic. Unfortunately, throughout the country and especially in the state of Minnesota, healthcare organizations are dealing with significant financial and operational challenges, and we're not immune to those challenges at Mankato Clinics.
Johnson took over as the clinic's CEO in January of this year and says that the discussion of layoffs has been ongoing for months.
I came in sort of in the middle of the financial picture for 2025, which is carried forward into 2026. So it's been an ongoing conversation for the 6 months or so that I've been with the organization.
The clinic also appointed a new CFO, Brandon Janicki, just last week.